Boom! And we're live! Hello there, people. This is a 1616 podcast. This is Captain Steve, and we've got Kurt over there from the NoMansSky System app. Look at that wave. Freaking majestic. Yes. How are you, Kurt?
Good, and you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. Doing good. Let me just check your levels are still coming through okay, because a lot can happen in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Technology,
man.
Go. Lovely. Awesome, people in the viewerverse. Hope you're having a very good weekend. So, 1616 podcast, we usually start this off by talking about the NoMansSky Assistant app. And if you haven't got the NoMansSky Assistant app, it's freaking awesome. It helps on the go. It really does. So, yeah, do you want to tell us anything that's coming into the app, Kat?
Yeah, sure. Well, lately with all those experimental updates, been hard at work adding little tidbits of information every now and then. So the Android and iOS app will be updated soon. I think the Android one is already updated, but iOS is, of course, upset. But it's just a few little things that we'll probably cover now. Podcast.
Okay.
Other than that, there's a big feature coming, but not really going to talk about it until it's live and patron tested.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Radio's just dropped a little nugget out there, people. So yeah, if you haven't got the app now, you might want to get it installed. Awesome. So I have noticed inside the app that the community missions that hits up all the Quicksilver store actually has the first cape in there that we're going to be getting after the grass, but there's not an image for the cape, but it does say how much the cape's going to cost. 3,000 Quicksilver.
Yeah, I was shocked too.
Yeah.
That's what the game files say. Yeah, seems a bit pricey.
Yeah, a tad. Yeah, and it's got the write-up in there as well about, the worm blotting out the sky and all sorts of other nice sort of shenanigans. I do like their write-ups for the capes. Just wish we could see them in multiplayer.
Yeah. I think, wasn't there a mod that got it right to turn on capes for everybody, but it just made the game extraordinarily laggy?
I've noticed a slight lag when I'm wearing it just myself running around inside the Nexus, to the point that I swapped back to the backpack, the jetpack. I was hoping that the Switch, being fully optimised, they would have taken some of that optimisation and threw it onto other platforms. I was really hoping to see a massive end up, on quality right across the board, but no, didn't happen.
Or even doubling of frames per second.
Yeah, or even just popping. I mean, I'm still flying over planets and all of a sudden, giant flora would spawn in front of me and I'll bounce off of it like a pinball, or, a derelict freighter just magically appears as I'm getting, right next to it. Yeah. Yeah, still a little bit of pop, but then I do fly a bit quick. So, yeah. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of people in the house. Hello there, everybody out there in the verse that's joined us. Welcome. So, during all of these sort of these additional patches that are on experimental, I mean, you go through these with a fine tooth comb, you and your mates, don't you? You found anything awesome for us, Kurt?
And a lot of confusing things.
A lot of confusing things.
Yeah, so one of the things that I always do is, and myself and Lenny do, but we kind of do it separately. We should maybe team up and not do it individually each. But we go through and decompile the game files, and then we go through the language files. Because it's a good way to see if new features have been added. For example, if there was something that said warp to the realm of glass, then we would know, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it's a bunch of gibberish that gets added. So, for example, there's been 6 new keys that were added that's called Trade Filter. And then it's got other curiosities, starships, multi-tools, companions, and expedition, which kind of sounds like you could filter items, but then it doesn't make sense why expedition is there. Yeah, and then we also had another one that was error creating WebSockets, no connection to matchmaking services. Please check your firewall and router settings.
Okay.
Which is I guess it's a more clear error message, but kind of strange.
It is. It's putting ownership back over onto the player, isn't it? Go check all your hardware because it's not our end. But, if all other games are working fine, if you can hit up freaking, Destiny and Crucible and all sorts of other stuff, and you jump over to NoMansSky and you've got problems holding on to 3 other players on a Friday, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it, really? But yeah, at least it's a different sort of message. I was really hoping, the front screen where they've got the patch notes and stuff, I was hoping that they could put things in there that they're currently working on to fix, like current bugs, or even just maybe what's gone out on experimental, so rather than having to go and look on Steam, you could just hit it up on the title screen, and then you'll go, oh, I was going to report that bug, don't have to now, lovely,
Yeah.
Could save them a lot of effort and also help the community with comms,
Yeah, definitely.
So you've hit me up with 4DM. Shall I jump into there? Is now a good time to do that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's that one. Boom. And let's make this nice and big. 1 second.
Just hide the part where I was talking about Ricey, okay? He's in the chat.
Yeah, okie dokie. Done. Yeah, cool. Right, oh no, that's the wrong one. I've got okay, podcast. Here we go. That should do the trick. There we go, that's a bit bigger. Cool, and you can kind of see if I move my Winamp, the best music player in the world. There's Cat! Ah, there he is, down there. Cool, right, so what have you sent me? You've sent me this. Okay, so this is lots of plants and things. I don't know whether I can zoom in on this. Let's hit open original. Does that make it even bigger? Yes, it does. That's freaking great. Okay, so we've got the tentacle cape there, which is cool. And we've got a load of water plants. Armored anemone. We've got stripped coral, very cool. Aquatic colony. So these are all coming. Oh, so they've actually spaced out the capes a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, I'm reading them back to front. So let's go from the bottom. So at the moment we've got all the grass. We all know about the grass. After the grass we've got the Titan worm cape. You can see there 3,000 Quicksilver. Now, if you look at all three of these grasses, they only amount to 1,500 for all three combined. So does that mean that the Titan worm cape might take twice as long as unlocking all three clumps of grass? I mean, those grasses feel like they've been there for a freaking eternity.
Yeah, how long have they actually been there?
Good amount of time, mate, isn't they? Have you got an actual timer there? Can you actually see the amount of time?
Yeah, from the 18th of October.
What?
Yeah.
Nearly a month.
Nearly a month.
So don't say it's going to take 2 months to unlock that Titan worm cape. That'd be insane. That'd take us into frickin' December, mate.
Yeah. Well, it could be that the tiers are relatively similar amount of time. So it could be, what is this? A third of...
Maybe.
Oh, this is complicated.
But then
a week, maybe.
Then we've got another 3 grasses, though. And if those... I mean, like, they're flowers. But they're 500 each. And if those took a month, then maybe these might take a month. So even if that cape doesn't last us, that's a month's worth of flowers to go.
Yeah, could very well be.
Then we've got the Cosmic Megafauna cape, which I find quite interesting, this one, because it shows like a frigate on it, but then it also shows a ship inside it. And at the moment, we can't go on board or inside of our living frigates. But if you look at the size of the mouth to the living frigates, it is very ship-sized. It does look like we might be able to fly in there at some time. I tried flying in there, and I was kind of half expecting it to open when we first got them, and it didn't. Yeah, maybe they're missing a trick there. Maybe it might happen in future.
Could be. That'd be pretty sweet though. Like imagine we fly into their mouth and then we somehow control them. We stay in our ship but we have like remote control abilities to fly the frigate.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? And then these things, they look like underwater plants. There's still nothing that floats on the surface like lily pads and stuff like that, like we saw in some of the old trailers when they were IGN doing the first plays or whatever they were.
They could float, I don't know, but it would look weird.
Yeah, especially with the rock one. Yeah.
The underwater plants. At least that's what their game ID suggests.
Okay, cool. I like the underwater plants because a lot of them light up or have really cool animations on them. And I usually just use them as lights inside of my gaffs, And then lastly, the tentacle cape. But that's going to be spaced miles away, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very far in the future.
Okay, well that's only image one of what you've sent me, mate, that.
Yeah, so I sent you links to, I think it was the underwater plants, the pages, so that you could see their descriptions and get a bigger image.
Oh, okay. So this is catalog build 2, 1, and 00. What's this one? Let's click that. What's that one? Hold up. Yes, I trust him. Oh, okay. This is just the bit of text that goes with them and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. A rock formation pulled from the floor of a densely populated ocean. The attached marine life is lacquered in nutrient-rich mucus to keep them fed and moist in terrestrial conditions. Nice. Okay, coolio. Right, and how do I go back from this now? Just clicking it doesn't do anything. Meep, meep. Okay, done it. I'll close that then. Microsoft Edge has been updated, has it? Lovely from Microsoft Edge. Let's go to this one. Let's have a look at this one then. And here we go. A giant calcium formation naturally configured to strip non-oxidant, whatever that says, space, adds a mysterious deep sea quality to any habitable base. Because that's what you want, isn't it? I guess. Okay. And a last
It also brings a fishy smell with it.
I do like the actual flavoured text. They are quite cool. Carnivorous?
Yeah.
Where's the mouth on this thing? A carnivorous marine organism. Armoured shell enclosed in core, polyp, exposed only the stinging tentacles. Evolutionary nerve spasms cause creature to river perpetually. Nice! That's messed up. Always seeking, always hungering. That's terrifying. Okay, cool. Right, well, that's that then. And then these are all the text strings that you sent me previous, aren't they? Or are they new? 4 p.m.
Oh.
That was on the 10th. That was back in September. Yeah, okay, so nice one. Cheers, Kurt, for those. So that is
no
quite
problem.
interesting.
Yeah, I did look at those again to see if they changed the Season 9 expedition stuff, but they still don't have names. They're still just empty. So
Okay.
I guess Hello Games is keeping that a proper secret.
You know what is eluded that list, though, of yours?
The list?
Yeah, you know all those things that you just showed, the Quicksilver items. Where's the
Yeah.
new helmet and all of that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one with the solar ear rolls that go on the side.
That's a good question. Let me just quickly search it. Solar helmet. Oh, yeah. Doesn't have a Quicksilver price attached to it, so that could be an expedition reward.
It could be. That's what I'm thinking. And being that it's a solar helmet and looks very pirate-esque, could that be a hint that we might be getting some sort of outlaw-y type shenanigans to be doing?
That'd be cool. Have we had a solar ship themed expedition?
Not overly, no. I mean, we did do that outlaw sort of run, didn't we, where we got the cape and the hood. But I don't think we got gifted like a solar ship to run it in. Or did we? I don't know. I can't remember. It wasn't very a memorable one, to be fair. You've also found a load of new titles inside the game files, right?
Yeah, these are a lot harder to share because it's just a big blob of text.
Okay.
But I'll go through some of them and then you tell me if you hear an interesting one.
Go for it.
Connoisseur, treasure hunter, annihilator, exobotanist, impossibly fragmented, awash with foam, master smuggler, uncatchable, vanquisher, the battle hardened, trailblazer, linguist, journeyman, agriculturist, crop master, zoologist, the menace, the legend, the undying, destroyer of glass, wayfarer.
Destroyer of glass, and also the covered in foam one or something. I mean, they both hint towards this other dimension that we've been banging on about. You're searching for glass now, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe. Also with the awash with foam, advance your rank in nanite clusters.
Okay.
I don't know if that's actually right. That doesn't sound right.
Sacrifice themselves into the Gex spawning pools, and that's where the whole "don't drink the water" comes from, because it changes you slightly, doesn't it?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then the Destroyer of Glasses, advance your rank in the Sentinel's Destroyed milestone.
Okay, alright.
And the other glass is retrieved the decayed records of, and then in quotes, the world of glass.
No.
Yeah?
Sorry, read that one out again in full. Go.
Retrieve the decayed records of the world of glass.
Oh, okay. So it does mention the world of glass, which is cool. I mean, it says world, though, not realm. So I thought it would be multiple realms with glass. I was expecting us to go into a different dimension offset from, say, Euclid or whichever dimension you're in, which is almost identical to the planets that we've got now, but they're just covered in glass fragments and sharpness, and so it just changed. So even the planets would have the same names, but just be covered in shards of glass and weirdness and all sorts of shite, and covered in sentinels or something. But that says a weld of glass, almost like there's one weld. But then that could be quite cool, because that means Hello Games can actually craft that, and it could be, you know, handmade and have all sorts of weirdness in there. Interesting indeed.
Finally, something that an update where it has a language, a word that you're interested in. Because every time we search for station override core, we get nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, we're gonna have to start searching on the word glass to see if anything's been added, isn't it? But you see, they've put loads of patches and lots of updates into experimental branch to the point that they've got a list that's freaking. It looks like the credits to Star Wars yet again. And a couple of Novembers ago, in fact, 2 Novembers, we've had 3 updates fall in November. One of them was Foundations, which brought all the base building-y type stuff, and that was a big update. So I'm discounting that one.
Yeah.
Discounting that one. But the 2 updates that we've had in November before, I think, was Visions, and I think was Synthesis, going by the recent news article that I read. Are you looking at a list now? Yeah,
Synthesis was 2019 November.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go further back than Beyond.
Okay. Well, Visions came out afterwards. I think it was either Visions or Prisms. I always get mixed up with the 2, but it was one or the other. I believe it was Visions, but both of them were quality of life improvements. Now, when we got Waypoint, Sean Murray said that it was going to be the update that adds a lot of polish and tidies up a lot of the things and game elements and makes them feel a bit more cohesive. It didn't do that in Waypoint. So I'm wondering if he got ahead of himself, like he does, you know, and said what he was hoping for in the future, which could be maybe a November update, which drops in an expedition that gives us that solar helmet and maybe adds in some of these banners or these titles that you were suggesting, and that one says World of Glass. So, and they do like to add something creepy around the end of October, November time anyway, so fingers crossed, eh, mate? Hopefully we might see something. I mean, the Switch players, they've got their lovely little handhelds running around. They get to the title screen, clicking on the expedition tile, nothing happens. You'd like to think that Hello Games would like to give them an expedition at some point, just so they know what it's all about. And they've had it long enough now to get used to the controls and things. So I'm hoping an expedition and an update of quality of life improvements in the same sort of vein as Synthesis might be on the cards in November, maybe even early December. But I honestly think December they'll probably do a rerun of the expeditions all the way through January, because they like to hibernate at Hello Games over those 2 months. They've never really put much out on December or January in the past. So if they did an expedition now that takes us into December, that'd be cool. You all right? You just seen something odd? You look distracted.
I'm just thinking about it. So we've had the 4 expeditions do have a redux, or is it the 3 of them? Okay. 4 expeditions had a redux, and we have 4 expeditions now since. So it would fit perfectly to have those 4 repeat again at the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then the Switch players could also get some of those exclusive rewards.
Cool. Shall I go through the live chat and just have a little gander at who's in, say a round of hellos and things?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's scroll back up to the top. So sorry, people, for ignoring you, but it was heavy in debate there. I mean, you heard it. Yeah, it's freaking mental, isn't it? There's a lot to chat about. And if you want to jump on in and say something live on the podcast, links for the Discord are down below. Jump on in, you're more than welcome. Okay, so we've got Rice's Starship Emporium here. We've got Captain King Ben Furban. CaptainSteve, I have just liked your video in capitals. Before it even started, the guy's a legend. Thank you for hitting up that freaking like button, matey. And yeah, hitting the like button does sort of satisfy the algorithms. If you haven't made it blue, just do so. That'd be lovely. Thank you. Go. Yeah, Rice is an awesome content creator. We've got assistant NoMansSky inside of the live chat. He's also here, multitasking. Look at him, smug little man. Cool. He's actually a lovely guy in real life. Yeah. He traipsed around with us inside of Guildford. Ivy took him into Lickrasay and all sorts of manner of places where you'd never go there, would you really?
No.
No.
But I did learn a lot. Saw a lot of colourful pots. So.
welcome to my world. Yeah, I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know what licorice was. If somebody said, "Do you want some licorice?" I said, "No, mate, I don't like licorice. Cheers." But no, I wouldn't have had no idea it was cookware. No.
Yeah, neither did I. Sounds very French.
It does. I think it is, actually. I have no idea. Yeah. We got Sinister Blade in the house. Good morning. Well, it's good. Oh, good afternoon. Sorry, I read that wrong. Afternoon. Oh, you put morning, afternoon. Yes, that's a good way of putting it, isn't it? It's like the meridian. The sun is always up somewhere on the planet, isn't it?
Yeah.
James MC. Hi, Cap. Hi, everyone. Hello there, James MC. We got Old Gamer and Old Explorer, I should say. Hello there, Old Explorer. I see you a lot inside these chats. Thanks for being a regular. Wolfie Farquhar, best moderator on the planet of Earth. Hello there, Wolfie Farquhar. And we've got Monkey UK. Well, hello there. I don't know, NoMansSky. Sup, Dwax? Yeah, well, hello there. I don't know, NoMansSky. That's cool. P1 Stream. Hello. Well, hello there, P1 Stream. We've got Schitzenberger. Okay, Schitzenberger. Why don't you come and play? Yeah, that's my food tune, isn't it? Yeah, lovely, beautiful day. Yeah, cool. Good afternoon, Captain. Well, hello there, Paulie72. Yes, I'm doing well. Hope you are too there, Paulie. James MC, lovely. We got, I think I've read a lot of these now. I'm just scrolling down. Yeah, James MC. We've got Commando Bob, just stopping by to show some love and hope everyone's having an awesome weekend. It is the weekend and it is awesome. Well, the weather isn't. The weather is shockingly bad. Happy 1616, my captain, says Eugene. Well, yeah, welcome aboard, sir. Good to see you here. Frequency 71. We've got Midnight Wild Spirit in the house as well. And Space Gypsy! Hello there, Space Gypsy. Hey, just stopping by to say hello. Well, hello. Catherine W. Hello there, Catherine W. A new member to the channel. Well, I say new, she's been here for a little while, but welcome, Catherine W. Also got a channel. She does NoMansSky stuff. She does live stuff that goes on for quite some time. She's a great watch when you're working and lurking, is Catherine W. Right, okay, cool. And I think we've got old Catarix there as well. Hello there. And Shiny Red Flag. Hello there, Shiny Red Flag. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it says, Captain Steve, are you excited for PlayStation VR 2 and the NoMansSky update and end of Feb? It's my birthday in February. I'm just going to offer birthday pennies. Yeah, so hopefully I get enough pennies to get myself a PlayStation VR 2. That'd be lovely. The only thing is, PlayStation 4 VR games don't work on PlayStation VR 2. Have you heard this, Kurt?
No.
Yeah, not backwards compatible. So even though that I own NoMansSky right now, it might be that I have to go out and repurchase it. I don't mind, because, you know, I've had my time with NoMansSky as much as, you know, the next man inside of this freaking live channel and all that sort of shenanigans. But, yeah, I don't mind repurchasing. But at the same time, Hello Games would probably offer it for free or half price, I'd like to hope. But then part of me thinks, well, maybe this year has been a bit less content focused for NoMansSky because of the Nintendo Switch release and them also working on PlayStation VR 2. Could it be that, you know, when they delivered Beyond, they delivered Next right before it, a massive, great big overhaul. Do you think they might do the same for PlayStation VR 2?
That would be pretty cool, but that would be very focused on like a small demographic of the population of NoMansSky players. But I guess everyone would get all the items.
Well,
I don't know.
Even the population of the world, though, when you look at PlayStation VR 2, first you've got to have a PlayStation 5. How many people got a PlayStation 5? Not many. You know, if you go into CEX or you want one second hand, you're paying nearly 600 freaking quid. It's like, what?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think I bought mine at John Lewis brand new for like $450 or something mental. How can it be more money second hand? It doesn't make sense.
That's wild. Maybe you should sell yours as second hand and then buy a new console.
It's just a case of putting yourself on the waiting list on John Lewis. As soon as they got one in, you just hit order or whatever. You know, it's, well, if you got the cash, that is. I was lucky enough that one of my watchers out there in the Viewerverse spotted me the money. Just said, there you go, at 400 quid, Captain Steve, get yourself a PlayStation 5. Freaking Yorgros, great guy. Thank you very much, Yorgros, if you're watching. Still very much appreciated of that. Yeah.
Wow.
But
are you gonna go for the PSVR 2?
But it's nearly 600 quid if you want it with all of the accessories and the game, that Horizon game. Now, I'm not really a big fan of the Horizon games, to be honest. That's probably controversial, but no, I always want the robots to win because they're far better than looking than the humans, aren't they? Just gets me that you crouch in grass and suddenly they can't see you. Surely if these were human killing machines, they'd be equipped with freaking infrared vision or something where they can see heat signatures or at least hear your freaking heartbeat or something. Crouching in grass shouldn't do freaking toffee. They should be able to freaking eliminate you, It's a bit weird.
That makes sense.
Yeah, then again, you can do the same in NoMansSky, can't you? You can just dig a little hole and just stick your head out of a cave and suddenly sentinels can't see you. But yeah, I suppose it's just gaming in general, isn't it? Yeah, no, the game I'm looking forward to is called Lo-Fi. Have you seen Lo-Fi?
No, haven't heard of it either.
It's like Cyberpunk, but grittier and grimier, if that can be a thing. It's like Blade Runner, but all in VR. It looks great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apparently it's going to be a launch title, but at the moment, if you play it on Oculus or anything like that, it's still very much a sandbox experience, not a game right now. So I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, that'll be amazeballs. Definitely want that.
I'm like very out of the loop with PlayStation stuff. It sounds to me like the PSVR 2 is a whole console on its own.
What, the PlayStation VR 2?
Yeah, if it's going to have launch titles and it's going to cost as much as a brand new PlayStation.
Yeah, you still have to plug it into your PlayStation via a cable. It's still got one cable.
Okay, and then it doesn't do its own processing. It's all done on the PlayStation 5.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I guess it's not much better than the PC alternatives, the Oculus being taken over by Facebook, and I don't know, VR just doesn't sound like a good deal anymore.
It doesn't, especially with what Facebook's done and made it very much Facebook only. So I used to like getting my mobile phone. I had a Samsung phone and I put it into a Samsung Gear 3D and I could play some VR games. No, some of the titles were really good. I had like a little hunting game on there and stuff where you go shooting deers and things. Very cool. Yeah. But now I updated my Android and it no longer works with the store. I'm like, what? Seriously? Yeah, Facebook's gone and bloody ruined it, but I've seen some dodgy stuff, like people going on the metaverse and spending 2 days on there and they get racially abused, sexually abused, all sorts of abuse just going on, even when they log into child-friendly servers and they've got some very sort of paedophilic sort of approaches going on there. It's freaking cringe. So yeah, hit up videos on metaverse and I can't see it doing well if they don't polish up that sort of shite going on, to be honest. Yeah, not good.
Well, here's hoping that Hello Games does the PSVR 2 version well, does it justice and adds a few extra nice things in there.
Well, like I said, I'm hoping that they do something on lines of what they did with Beyond and having something drop just before, like something next level. But then I've been saying this for a while that, all this lore is leading towards this realm of glass or the void or both. Because I kind of see the realm of glass being very Sentinel controlled. Glass, Sentinels, and all that sort of shenanigans seem to go hand in hand. Especially now we've got this, the glass fragments that we get from killing the Sentinels and popping different modules. I'm hoping we get more modules. So at the moment you can only get bolt caster ones and exosuit ones for your hazard protection and stuff like that. It'd be nice to see some drop in for your ship. It'd be nice to see some drop for your other multi-tool weapons or even your mining laser, your scanner, the scatter blaster, etc. So we can really boost those up. There's a load of extra tech slots for it, so that should be a thing, in my opinion. And also, at the moment, when you take on a Sentinel Dreadnought, you don't get any modules for your own freighter. It'd be nice to see Sentinel modules dropping for your freighter when you attack Sentinel Dreadnoughts. So it encourages more of that to happen, because that's good fun anyway, taking out all their laser cannons and leaving them defenseless, just floating about. But it'd be nice to be able to blow the things up completely. There are those Sentinel ship trails for your freighter that still haven't unlocked. And they're not in the Quicksilver either.
Yeah, they're not. I must actually check. Do I have them listed?
So I'm thinking they might be an expedition reward alongside that solar helmet. And if that solar helmet is what I'm thinking, it's outlaw based, maybe we might actually get the station override for glass. When you go into a pirate system, an outlaw system, you go into their station, you hit up the core at the back, it says glass, like Sentinel. I'm wondering if you go to normal space and hit on up the station core and override it, it jumps you into the realm of glass, or the world of glass, for maybe like 16 minutes, where you get to go and take on loads of Sentinel Dreadnoughts and get all these freaking modules, and then it pulls you back into normal space. Do it too many times and it blows up the station core and it becomes an outlaw station. It has a chance to do that. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be epic. Yeah.
That'd be freaking cool. But we'll see what they do with it. Hopefully they've got a better idea than mine. I mean, it's like I put out an idea about having maybe S-class 1-star modules and then 2-star modules, 3-star modules, and put that out as an ideas video. And then shortly after that, Hello Games came back with supercharged slots. And I have to admit, I love the supercharged slots. I think that's far better than my idea. So, you know, it's freaking great. Hats off to you, Hello Games, and I'm hoping that you do something awesome with the station cores, and I hope when you do realise and put into the realm of glass, because I think it's going to happen, because everything's pointed that way. There's too much for it not now. Ariadne's still sitting about in there in a deck chair, freaking, I don't know, with electrodes strapped to her or something, you know, being tortured by sentinels. We have to go rescue her at some point.
Yeah, maybe we just leave her. Maybe we just leave her there.
Well, I'm thinking, you know, all the new players, and considering it came to Nintendo Switch, none of them have had to do the weekend mission lore like we had all those years ago. It'd be nice if they bundled that into just one story element, like the Artemis questline, a whole new story element of that, you know, the weekend missions. Just bundle it all together, off you go, so everybody knows about that piece of lore, because right now it's not in our mission lores in the catalogue. You can't read about it unless you've done it. So it needs to come back as a nice piece of... I mean, they got Greg Buchanan to write all that stuff. He's great.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, the lore was fantastic. It's like one of the reasons why I keep it in the apps.
Yeah.
So we can at least go back to it. And I was kind of hoping we'd have a season 3 at some point.
Because they did a lot of name dropping in that lore, didn't they? There was Hildebrand, Estera or Astara, I don't know how you pronounce her name, but she's big in Greek mythology. Who else was there? There was a few. There was Narcissus. The guy likes his own reflection. There was a few in there, which again could play into becoming new NPCs inside the Nexus. But then why? Which when our own NPCs that we've had standing around for ages now do very little. But that weekend mission gave them a little bit of rhyme or reason, didn't it? It gave them a bit of sense and purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, they've already got a shed load of content just sitting there that they can deliver in if they wanted to, and tie up all the loose ends. And I'm hoping that's what's going to end up happening in sort of like a synthesis type level update, maybe even this side of Christmas. That's what I'm hoping for. But will it happen? I don't know. It might happen closer to the February release of PlayStation VR 2 and be one heck of a big, nice update or something, just to encourage people to go out and buy that other version or even invest in VR 2, because Sony's probably going to be, thank you very much, Hello Games, for that. Yeah. Another reward. And let's face it, all the awards are pretty much over this year. So are they going to do anything massive? I don't know.
Yeah.
You've got to look at it from a business sense, haven't you?
Yeah, and I think that if you look at it from a business sense, the weekend missions is kind of a silly mistake to not make that as a replayable mission or have it always be there. Because now the Switch users don't have that content, and it must have taken a lot of effort and time to put that in place. And now it's just not used.
Yeah, thoroughly agree, mate. Yeah. But it's nice. I usually have these crazy, fancy, worldy type ideas, and then you're usually the voice of reason that pulls me down from the clouds. But this time you're kind of in agreement.
Yeah, I'm egging you on.
Freaking excellent! Yes! There we go. It's got a sense of freaking normality to it this time, people. There you go. The hype train. Yeah, you're kind of like the station master. Thank you. There we go, peeps. So, I don't think I've got much else to really speculate on, other than perhaps Hello Games. Maybe this is just going to end up being just a text adventure. Maybe it's never actually going to have a bow put on it. Maybe they're just going to move on to their next title. I mean, do you think that's equally as plausible?
I think that might be, although one of the things I was thinking about the other day was that the smaller game that they released, what was it called again?
Last Campfire.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of them trying to make another IP and see how popular it would be. But when there wasn't that much replayability in it, it kind of just died very quickly. I think that might have been a sign to Hello Games to be like, maybe we stick with No Man's Sky for a bit longer. We're not going to release a No Man's Sky 2, but we keep giving content, we keep adding things to it. People are going to keep playing it. It's going to get bigger. Let's keep that going for a little while longer. That's what I think they're going to do.
Did you play the last campfire?
Yeah, I finished it. I think it took me 3 hours or 4 hours.
To do the whole thing?
Yeah, I did it on stream.
You've got quite an analytical mind, though, haven't you? You know, so looking at puzzles and solving them is kind of what you do with coding, isn't it? A lot of the time.
That's my day job. That's what they pay me for.
Yeah. So moving around a few blocks is child's play for you, isn't it? Really. It took me a bit longer than 3 hours. It probably took me about 6. So twice as long. But I did every puzzle. I found every single little freaking sack man and all that stuff. I 100%ed it. I think I've got a platinum on it. I'm not 100% sure. If I haven't, it's close.
Oh wow! I don't think I did that.
Yeah. Well, if you held down the share, select button, and all the L and R buttons all at once, it brought up dev mode. And you could just jump up to any level you wanted. I don't know what it is about Hello Games and adding in God mode into the games as soon as they put them out there, but that was there. I think they patched it in the end, but yeah.
It's so silly.
It was a bit. Yeah, but there we are. That's what it is, isn't it?
You would hope there'd be like a true or false flag somewhere that was like, if it's in production, disable all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping, like we got given the new God mode, if you want to call it God mode, the ability to swap save styles on the fly. I know you can lock it down, but in actuality, I don't think many people will. And to be honest, because I've played through so many times now, it's actually a good little function for me. I quite like it. But I kind of feel that if you play the game in creative or relax mode, when you complete it and get to the end, I think it'd be nice if, like when you complete an expedition, it says, do you want to convert this save to normal mode? I think you should do the same. If you complete creative or relax mode, it says, do you want to convert to a normal mode? Play through a normal mode and we'll give you God mode, which, yeah. So you play through on normal mode, get to the end of normal mode, you get the God mode settings, you can set up your own custom save, play how you want to play. And I think that would have been a better way of delivering this into the universe, because right now you've got a load of new players on Switch or whatever. They might hit a wall, and instead of going online and looking at the wiki or looking at a video, like one of my help videos, which gets me an extra view, no, they just toggle a setting, get past it, toggle it back off again. It's like trying to find the cadmium drive. Would they bother, or would they just flick a switch and just get the cadmium, or the emerald? I don't know. I just think it's a bit of a cop-out. Yeah. I know it's a big grind now. When I was playing through on relax mode and I saw how much salvage data I need to get every single base part, I was like, no, I can't. No way can I do that again. Especially because when we were playing, we got given a load of base parts, then 6 months later a load more base parts, and a year later a whole load of new base parts. When you're doing it in chunks like that, it's fine. But when you're a new player and you come in and you just see that there's like quadrillion pages full of quadrillion parts, you're like, how much salvage data do I... You've got to dig up a whole planet, and that can put you off. So I understand why they've put it in. But at the same time, they just need to deliver more base parts in packages as you're playing through the game. So maybe when you've learnt 100 words of Viking, they give you all the base parts for the Viking settlements, Yeah, that'd make more sense, in my opinion. So at least when you hit stuff and you've unlocked stuff, it unlocks a swathe of stuff for you. So you're doing two things at once that are a little bit boring, but yeah.
That would make more sense.
It would make sense, but I honestly think it doesn't matter what you suggest now, though. A lot of people will say, no, I don't want that to change. Don't change that. It's hard to please everyone. So I think Hello Games know this. They don't want to, so they just gave the freaking options to play as you want, because it's probably the easiest way of keeping the community happy, because we've got such a diverse community now. You've got people that have got all the hours under the sun to invest into playing. Then you've got other people that are playing No Man's Sky with a baby on their lap. We're trying to do the ironing at the same time. So playing with one hand and flicking it into God mode every now and again, perfect for them,
Yeah.
They just want to explore and chill. So you've got different ends of the spectrum.
And the more features they add to No Man's Sky, the harder it becomes to add more features. The more technical debt they have, the more bugs they're gonna receive for every single feature they add.
I mean, I was upset, to be honest. I mean, you've probably gathered that from some of my videos with the whole God mode thing. But I'm warming to it.
I think most people were upset.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the logic behind it. I'm trying to put myself into Hello Games' shoes, and how could I deliver something in that's not going to upset the community? And there's just not. There's no way you can put something in that's not going to upset somebody inside of the community. You know, you put in ship customization, and all the ship hunters are going to get pretty well. A lot of them are going to get upset unless it's done in a very sort of clever sort of way. And there are clever ways that it could be done. There's been a lot of good videos around ship customization. I'd like to say mine's one of them, but Scottish Rod done one the other day. He's inside of the live chat right now, and he's done an awesome video on ship customization and how he feels it could be implemented. I think Rice has done one as well, and Beeble. So there's a lot of different suggestions out there, and Jason, I think, did one as well on ship customization. Yeah, he did, because he used elements of my video in his one to explain stuff, saying it could be done this way, like Captain said, which thank you very much, Jason. Thank you. So yeah, a lot of us in the community have come up with ideas, and I'm hoping that Hello Games again takes that and puts their own spin on it and makes it awesome, like it did with the supercharged slot stuff. You know, the community were pretty upset that they couldn't double stack things and get up to 6, and they solved that with the boosted slots. So well done.
Yeah. Paulie72 says you need 1,228 salvage data to unlock everything.
How many?
1,228.
Considering if you're lucky, you get 3 in one dig. Okay, so even if you divided that by 3, that's what? That's
400 and something.
Yeah, that's a lot of freaking digging, isn't it?
Yeah.
And by the time you've got to maybe the 50th dig, you're probably going to go, you know what? This isn't a game for me. I just wanted to come here and build some bloody bases. I mean, yes, you could fire up creative mode, but you're more likely to swap it into creative mode, go and unlock all those bits, and then go and do your base building. You know, because NoMansSky, to me, it started off life as being very much an exploration game. It didn't have the ability to build bases, and then when you could build bases, there were small little tiny settlements that all looked very much generic because nobody knew how to glitch build back then, and you already had the prefab parts. Great. But now we've got so many different parts and so much that you can build that the creativity has gone really into the base building element, that now it almost feels like a base building game with a space exploration game bolted onto the side. I think they need to make the whole space exploration side as awesome as the base building side, so the balance is there, because right now I think the balance is very much in the base building camp rather than the space exploration, combat and survival camp. That area is pretty darn freaking low now, unless you fire up a permadeath save, because if you fire up a permadeath save you can't really toggle the god mode or make any changes really, because it says that you're going to lose your trophies. It's almost like Hello Games is really favouring permadeath players and base builders, and everybody in between, they've gone, there's a cop-out button for you guys. Yeah, I mean, I call it a cop-out button. I'm still knocking it, but at the same time, I just feel that it should be earned. I think you should get it at the end of game. But I'm just one person that thinks, I mean, there's probably other people that think the same way as me. I mean, I put out a video on it, and a lot of people hit like and said, yeah, it's a good idea, that makes sense. But yeah, Hello Games is the developer, isn't it? Oh, thank you, again. That's twice in one video, people. Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Also, do you know if we were able to change the game modes in expeditions?
I don't, because we haven't had an expedition yet. I'd imagine, you know, like when you fire up like a multiplayer mission from the Nexus, it says you can't change game modes right now. I think that's probably what it's going to do. But I kind of think that that's what it should be. When you go to game difficulty, if you try to change it when you first started playing, you haven't even done the tutorial for the first time, I think it should be grayed out. I don't think you should be able to select that until you've gone all the way through and completed at least the Atlas path or the Artemis quest line. Then it lights up and then you can play customly, because you really do need to get that cadmium drive, emerald drive, idiom drive the legit way and understand how those different areas work and what you find in those systems, so you know where to go for like extreme weather planets and stuff like that. Otherwise you're just going to scupper yourself later on if you're cutting those corners and not learning.
Yeah. I see here in the translations here that they've got difficulty setting for expeditions, setting unavailable for this expedition. So okay. I guess they do have that lockdown then for multiplayer missions, for expeditions.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, cool. You just managed to confirm that, right? Oh, brilliant. Nice one, Kurt.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's what I figured. That's what I was thinking in the old noggin. Oh, we've got Thunder in the chat. Thunder's here. Hello, Thunder.
Hello,
Thunder. Cool.
Although the way that it's worded, it sounds like it could potentially be, they could set it like this expedition, you're not allowed to change your game mode, but other ones you might be able to. It says setting unavailable for this expedition.
Oh, this. That's a key thing. Sometimes one word can change a whole sentence drastically, can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they could use it on every single expedition, who knows, but they've left it open a bit.
Yeah, they've left that door open for themselves if they wanted to. Yeah. I think it would be nice if at the end of the expedition it gave you a choice of which game mode you want to change it to. But now, I suppose, it's going to convert to normal, but there's nothing to stop you from changing it to a permadeath afterwards. Or, well, I don't know whether you can change it to a permadeath afterwards, actually, but that would be nice to have that ability to change an expedition to a permadeath at the end of completion. Just to give you that little nudge. Yeah.
Yeah, nice springboard.
Yeah. Yeah, got a lot of new people joined in the chat there, so thank you very much, people, for joining us inside of the old chat. We haven't read out many of the chats. I went a bit nuts at the start. Have you seen anything pop up in the chat that you want to read out? Has there been any questions, Kurt, that have taken your fancy there?
No, I saw some people correcting or explaining to me the PSVR 2. Ricey did mention that. What was it now? He said something else was better than the Oculus. Quest 2. Quest 2 is better, separate from Facebook.
And the Valve Index. The Valve Index has got a glove. It can read where your fingers are, but then again, so can PlayStation 2 apparently, but not as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Are you gonna be our test dummy? You're gonna get it for us?
I would like to. We're going out to the Philippines in April to visit Iva's family. Well, I'm saving all pennies for that at the moment, so I haven't really got much expendable cash, to be fair. I mean, who has right now with inflation going up and everything else? So yeah, maybe I might. I might wait a few months. It depends what's out on launch. If it's just NoMansSky, I just don't see the point in spending 600 quid to play NoMansSky in VR, unless they do a massive update and they make it worthwhile. Then maybe, but even still, that's a lot of our holiday money gone. I think Ivy would shoot me if I did that. I might have to wait till we get back and try and look for it in the local CEX. I've got a load of old gadgetry stuff that I can trade in against it then. So if I can get 200 quid off of it by trading in a load of old Blu-rays, and I've got a 360 Samsung camera and my old Samsung VR helmet, which will probably get £3 for or something stupid because it's useless now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll just try selling all of that, see if that works.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they need to have something worth it before you buy it.
Yeah, definitely.
James did ask you, he said, is there anything to indicate a new expedition? Not really from the experimental updates.
No.
Way back when, I can't remember, in Waypoint, or one of the bug fixes after Waypoint, they did add a bunch of things that said Season 9, but all of those are empty. No names, no prices.
And it's a copy and paste of a previous expedition in file structure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The only things that might be clues are this solar helmet, which has got the little weird eerie things, because it's not a Quicksilver item. It hasn't appeared in the Quicksilver tree. And also the Sentinel trails for your freighter. That hasn't unlocked, and it's not a Quicksilver item. So does that mean it's going to be an expedition item? It could be.
Likely.
Yeah. And considering that they've appeared in the game files this year, I'd like to hope that we might get one expedition this year, and that's what's making me think that maybe we might get a content-y update to go with it, because Hello Games themselves have said that it's very rare that they will release an expedition on its own without it being a itemised update at the same time. So maybe we might get version 4.1 or something drop, and maybe it delivers in some sort of... Because it 1.0, I mean, rather than what we're on now, or even version 4.2 or something, I don't know, whatever they want to call it. But I'm hoping it's going to be a quality of life update, just tie up a load of loose ends, put in some more lore, maybe delivering that weekend mission lore from 2 years ago back into the game for all the newbies. Everything that we discussed, actually, inside of this live. Yeah.
Old Explorer wants a pic of the solar helmet. Shall I send it to you, CaptainSteve?
Oh, you've actually, yeah, because they've actually unlocked them in the game files. You can put on that solar helmet right now if you've got like a save file editor. I don't think you can give them to other players though right now.
No. I'll also just send the link there.
What's that link to? Sorry, mate.
To the Explorer helmet, because I wanted to see it.
Okay, yeah.
I sent you the image.
Go to site. Let's have a look. There you go. There it is on the screen right now, people. So that's the solar helmet there. An exclusive exosuit appearance override adorned with the mesh of genuine Vesper sail. This adventurous helm crackles with the frequency of solar winds, transforming your appearance in the exosuit at the appearance modifier. What a lovely write-up as well. Pretty darn cool. Thanks for that, Kurt.
No problem. Rice, you were saying Twitch drops. Do I start streaming on Twitch? Why not both?
Yeah, there's that restream stuff, isn't there? But I know Twitch has got a lot that goes against you for doing that. I'm cautious. That's why I haven't gone over to Twitch or tried Twitch, because there's too many nuances that can get you in trouble if you get it wrong. And I'd rather not have a legal battle when I'm doing my hobby, because I still see this as being a hobby that has actually flourished into a self-sustaining hobby now, which is lovely. It's far from being something that I could retire on, at least in the UK, that is. But in 5 years' time, when my condo in the Philippines is done, I might be able to actually make a living off of YouTube out there if it stays the same. I'm hoping it doesn't stay there. I'm hoping it plateaus a bit. But then NoMansSky, I mean, it's only got so much more shelf life in it, I'd imagine. Unless Hello Games just keeps doing what they're doing and keeps ploughing love into the game and making it awesome, then yeah, I might be able to live off of this in the Philippines. Who knows? I do love playing the game. And although Waypoint took the wind out of my sails for a good couple of weeks, I'm actually warming to it now. I actually see a lot of rhyme and reason in it, and I know that it's brought a lot of players back into game. And when you look at Steam and you look at the player numbers, they are staying evenly kilted. They're not dropping off. They've stayed at about 9,000 steady. So it is holding players even on Steam. Because I thought maybe they put these in mainly because people on Switch are on the go. They're getting low on battery. Oh shite! I put it into creative mode, hammer that through, saved it before it went dead. Nice, yeah. Yeah, that was my original thoughts. It was mainly for the Switch players, but now I see that it's not. It's actually, after I started the relax mode and just saw how much work you got to put in to get all the base parts, how much work you got to put into unlocking every slot on a ship or a freighter or whatever, having that mode to save you that time, that grind, because it's not just once you have to do it for a lot of things. The ships, we've got like 12 ships now, haven't we, or something mental.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
That's a lot of slots to unlock. I'm happy to do it for the first 2 ships maybe, but then after that they're taking the mickey. That's a lot of nanites. So who's got time for that? I need that meme to pop up right then. Who's got time for that? Yeah. Cool.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's it. That's the one. Cool. Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah. I think we're probably a stopping point now, aren't we? Have we gone through all of our stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've gone through everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can see there's. I look for question marks. That's what I'm looking for inside of the actual chat, and I think you answered Rice's just then about Twitch. Yeah, I'm not seeing many other questions. It looks like we've just got a lot of people that are listening, which is great. Thank you very much. And talking amongst themselves in chat, saying about the sort of things that they want to see coming into game, which is great. This chat translog stays there. But if you have had an awesome idea inside of this chat that you've shared, stick it in the comments as well. So just wait till this is over. Copy it to your clipboard or whatever, and then paste it into the comments when the video's over. And then that way, if Hello Games does read it and the chat, they don't go onto the live chat, at least it's still there underneath in the comments, which is cool. And it also counts as participation on my freaking video. Satisfies the algorithm. So there we go. And I'll sort of like and heart it, and there's a chance I might pin it if it's a good one. But yeah, I think I'm about ready to end off. I can see you beaving away on the keyboard right now, Kurt. What are you up to?
It's quick. Yeah, I just want to respond to Old Explorer. Well, I could just talk.
What's he said?
He said, when could you get that for PC, the assistant app? Yeah, the assistant for NoMansSky app's been on the web for a while. It's just always lagging behind on features. But there's also a Windows version, but don't download it from the Windows Store. I'm fighting with them still. Download it from the GitHub page. Then you'll have the latest stuff.
There you go. I just made myself really big for a second on screen, but the NoMansSky Assistant app, when you see it on the store, is that one in the middle there. If I hit that, there you go, and that's the actual app itself. You've got all sorts on there. I like the community missions tab. I usually open that on a day-to-day basis just to see how far that progress bar is getting. And this is where you can hit like the next item, and you can see there the worm cape is next. Yeah, so yeah, and that's going to be updated soon, isn't it, Kurt, with extra stuffage?
Yeah, Google told me it was already live. The update was live, but I don't see it on my phone yet. So it should be available soon. And
look.
iOS people, I'm sorry, you gotta wait.
Where's my camera? Which camera? Oh, it's this laptop one over here right now. Look, there's the update right there.
Hey.
It's there. Yeah, that's kind of backwards right now, but I'm going to hit update all. Bush. There we go.
5 days ago.
Yeah.
Did I update it 5 days ago?
Normally these updates happen. Anyway, actually, I'm going to hit update all after the stream because it might suck away my Wi-Fi connection.
Can we get a GitHub link? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think I'm going to end off now, but you got anything else you want to say before we do, Kurt?
Leave a star on my GitHub. Makes me happy.
I don't even know what GitHub is, to be fair, buddy.
It's for code, open source code, so people can see. All the code of the app is available. You can see that I'm not doing anything dodgy.
Cool.
And there's packages out there to get NoMansSky information, all the images and stuff, things like that.
I just remembered something we haven't covered off that's quite important, Mr. Kurt.
Uh-oh.
You're looking for a sponsor for the app, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. So it's the GitHub sponsors. It's kind of like a Patreon, but it's more code-based, and there's different tiers there as well. Different levels of access. And then you can also see some more behind-the-scenes stuff of the Assistant for NoMansSky apps. So there's tools that I've created to extract the data from the game, and those are there for supporters.
What I love about your app, it hasn't got any ads in it at all, nothing. So the only way that you're making any money from this is from your Patreon and GitHub backers, correct?
Yeah.
Or if anybody drops you a donation. I think I've already dropped you like 2 donations or something, haven't I, in the past? So I have to do that again at some point. After I get back from the Philippines, I'll give you a donation.
I did see that the other day because someone was asking why they weren't listed in the donators. But the donation links that I used to have in the apps for like PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee and all those things, I had to remove them because the Apple Store and the Google Play Store said, hey, you should be using our Google Pay Store wallet thing and our Apple App Store wallet thing, so they can take a 30% cut. What? So I just refused. So I just removed those pages. The Patreons help me out enough. So
okay, so it's probably best to hit you up on Patreon. I'll go over and have a look at your tiers and see if we can do something over there.
Yeah, maybe give me some feedback on what I can do better, because I ask, but I don't know if the patrons want to tell me what I'm doing bad and what I can do better.
Well, I think I've already given a few suggestions with the timers and stuff with freighters and things like that in the past, and the community spotlight. That's something that I wanted and you put in, and yeah, that's really cool. I love the community spotlight. The speculation page, I like that. Yeah, that's
cool. That new feature that I was talking about, that's going to be a Patreon exclusive for 30 days.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It'll be limited for 30 days, and then everyone can access it.
Cool. And to find your Patreon link, do they just hit up your channel on here, and then they can find it from there, can they?
Yeah, there's also a link in the app. I think it's in the nav bar. It's like the 3rd item or 4th item.
All right, nice one. Cool. You've sent me something else in a DM. What's this?
That was just a picture of the solar helmet.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, then I've already opened that in the link. So there we go, peeps. That's everything that we've got for you out there in the viewerverse, and hopefully, see you for the next 1616 podcast. Don't know when it's going to be. We'll see if we find anything in the game files. Just, I guess, keep an eye out on Twitter and all the other sorts of areas where we mention that we might be doing this, usually in one of my videos. Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's been awesome.
Yeah, thank you all for watching, and thanks for the awesome discussion.
Yeah, it's been fun. Bye all.
Bye-bye.